So there's a small YouTube channel named OliveOilRun, and Olive is a huge piece of work. I don't even have any jokes about her really, she's just a horrible YouTuber and she just really needs to go. And before we continue, I have a few words to say before we start this video. First off, please don't go harassing Olive, you're giving her engagement and that's exactly what she wants. The thing about her is that she's relying on RageBait in order to get customers for her fansly, so please do not go giving her that engagement. By giving her the engagement, she might spread like the goddamn plague. She's gonna spread around like COVID, so we don't want that happening. So please do not go commenting or watching her videos. I'll show you the appropriate things that need to be shown, and that's about it. But I'm not going to show too much of her content because there's really nothing worth watching in terms of her content. Like, her content's absolute trash. And the second thing that I want to say is that I discovered her through YouTube Shorts, and this is a huge problem in of itself that I don't really blame her entirely for, but rather because of YouTube. I think I covered her, like, briefly, like, maybe a little snippet of her, like a little teaser of her on my YouTube adult content epidemic video that I made, like, a week or so ago. And it's a huge problem because she's short streaming. It's more likely that some random person scrolling YouTube Shorts is going to be able to find her because of how easy access these shorts live streams are, where all you really need to do is just scroll and you're taken to a new video. And that's another problem with short form content. It's really easy to get a hold of good videos, but it's also really easy to get a hold of bad videos. And this in turn makes it significantly easier to find her. And that's also why I don't really like short form content in general, even though I'm starting to like consume it like a cokehead recently. Like, I've just been doom scrolling Insta Reels, but that's definitely gonna change soon because I really need to stop scrolling Reels and Shorts. But anyways, I would be lying that if I said I didn't use it myself, so that's why I mentioned all that. But the way that these algorithms work for short form content make it really easy to spread content that should not be spread in the first place. And for that, I not only blame Olive for creating the content, but I also blame YouTube for its donkey balls moderation system, this god-awful, god-forsaken, soulless husk of a corporation called YouTube Moderation. So, with that being said, let's begin. First off, of course I have to mention this because it's a Willy Tato classic. She's a creepy freaking weirdo. She's putting inappropriate content on this platform, which kids could potentially see on YouTube. And since I need to pad the runtime for this video and rack some fat bans, let me just explain all the counter arguments and why they're blatantly wrong. First off, yes, there is a chance that children can see this content. It's on YouTube Shorts, and I already explained how easy it is to accidentally stumble upon her content. I accidentally stumbled upon her content. Ergo, it's not that hard for a kid to be, looking at it, just taking a little gander at that. And second of all, she's putting inappropriate content on the platform in the first place because she's deliberately lifting up her shirt to show her bra and like all that other stuff, also leaving her cleavage out on purpose because she's left some of the buttons unbuttoned, as you can see right here. These buttons are as useful as white coloring pencils, basically. And third of all, no, it is not on the parents to monitor what their kids watch. The consumer should not have to make sure that the product is laced before they buy it. It's not their fault. And fourth of all, kids should be able to have access to social media because saying that kids should not have access to social media is like saying that you should ban guns because they harm people. It's impossible to keep kids from accessing social media because eventually they will find a way to access it. But because of its heavy restrictions, kids will not be able to adapt to the technology due to the time restraints that they need to work around the times where they cannot access social media as they please. So essentially banning your kid from using social media would only slow down the development and adaptability the children would ideally have to technology. So there's really no reason to ban kids from social media. Just have heavy restraints on it, kind of like gun laws and stuff like that. Have restrictions on it, but don't ban it entirely because number one, it's already out there, and number two, it helps people. It helps people in ways that some people can't imagine. Logically, you should be able to know why social media helps people. But anyways, you shouldn't ban kids from using social media entirely because first of all, it's already out there. It's impossible to, unsocial media those kids. And second of all, it does help people in a sense if there are certain restrictions and if people can control them. And if adults do what they are meant to do and start actually taking control and taking initiative. And that's the problem. Some people just don't want to admit it, but in this case, yes, adults need to be adults, and they need to, do adult things. They need to adult better, Now, with that, out of the way, let me really explain what sets her apart from a lot of people that I've talked about on this channel. She's a blatant misandrist, and I'm starting to see this trend rising recently, and I honestly think that it's kind of terrifying, not only because I have XY chromosomes, but also because there's a lot of people out there who genuinely think that women don't need men, which is a really funny thing to be talking about because of how, reproduction works. Society would literally and metaphorically collapse if even one of these sexes are missing, and before you talk about how you can harvest bone marrow and make a baby out of that, that would be horrible in and of itself because of the dangers that come in with just existing through a medical procedure. There's also a chance that something could go wrong. And also, if you harvest bone marrow to make yourself pregnant, that baby's gonna catch more diseases than the hands that Johnny Somali caught in his time in South Korea. So yeah, it's not really guaranteed. But bringing back the topic of Olive, she's a huge misandrist. She's made videos such as why low-value men deserve to be cheated on, why broke men are not capable of love, and a whole, plethora of other videos where basically she has the point of view that men are only good for serving women and whatever, which is really, really oddly similar to a certain classic belief that women belong at the home and caring for family matters and whatever, and getting bitch slapped for making cold and dry chicken. That's very hypocritical in many, many senses, and I've also just become sick and tired of this notion that people of a certain group should suffer just because of their ancestors and whether or not they did something bad. I don't see anyone gassing Germans en masse or anyone screwing over the Mongolians, especially the Mongolians. I don't see anyone trying to, spear the Mongolians straight through the heart, or dragging down Mongolians with using horse torture or whatever. People like Olive go out there looking for problems like this, and then when they inevitably get called out for it, they think that they're right even more because they're just being called out. It's just an endless cycle of perpetuated misery. And if you really attack certain groups just because you think that they've been oppressing you, you're pretty damn wrong. If someone's prejudiced against you, that doesn't mean that everyone that is similar to that one person is also a bad person. That's just one random loser out there. And not only that, I started to realize that if you really hold the belief that all men and the patriarchy is out to get you, and you're you're so oppressed and things like that, wouldn't you want to rise up and be better than those people? Like, if you really think you are better than that person, then show it through your actions. Let's just say you are right. Let's just say that all men are disgusting pigs, and that we all want to, gangbang like a whole bunch of women, and we hate women, and we beat women, and all that other stuff like that, to feel a sense of superiority, testosterone, yeah. If you really believe that, let's just say that is true for a moment. Wouldn't you want to be better than those people? And not only that, you are a Fansly model. You get down naked, and your primary demographic is men. You are catering towards men. So it makes no sense for you to be making fun of men, or not even making fun of men. You're just downright putting down men and saying that, oh, men suck, yada yada yada. They're only good for, buying me things, and they're only good for walking wallets. You literally cater to that group of people, so I don't understand why you're making fun of those people. And not only that, I'm pretty sure that a decent majority of your audience is really into being pay piggies, they pay you to put them down. That makes no sense at all. I mean, far from me to kink shame people, but assuming that these are regular people with vanilla kinks or whatever, what? This makes no sense. You are insulting your very audience. I can't imagine that that's even a good business model to be following in the first place. I'm starting to realize that I went way off script, but anyways, I just want to dedicate a few minutes to this one video she made right here, and you won't believe what she made here. She literally made a video called "The Reason Men Don't Deserve Attention from Women." Lady, like I said, your entire business relies on the attention that men give you. Because of how pathetic and attention deprived you are, you sell pictures of yourself in order to make a quick buck. Your breasticles are worth a BBQ Lay's bag a month. The lack of self-awareness exceeds that of my own, and for that I applaud you, because I don't have a lot of self-awareness. I already know that. I have an ego that nobody can see over. That's how big my ego is. But you, Oh boy, we could have, like, had you been born during the Cold War, we would have reached the moon a lot faster just by climbing over your ego. Like, that's how big your ego is. I can't even believe that you can make something like this. Like this, I'm not even mad. I am truly impressed by the audacity, like, the chutzpah, the huevos to be making this video. Like, I applaud you. Another absolutely abhorrent, disgusting, deplorable take you've had is how OnlyFans is really exploitative of men, but you run a fansly. I don't even know whether or not you've been paid off by Fansly to say that on YouTube, but the lack of understanding between the difference between you and OnlyFans and like Fansly and what you do, or lack thereof awareness, is absolutely appalling. And on top of that, you have the gall to advertise your boobs on YouTube Shorts, a platform that kids use, and kids can see that. I don't even have the energy to be mad right now. I'm just shocked. I am absolutely flabbergasted. I am confuddled at how you can say things like this on YouTube. Like, this is amazing. Someone as stupid as you can be rich by snapping a few pictures of your booty hole and locking them behind a paywall. She's so stupid that she thinks bras are t-shirts when they are not. Bras are undergarments meant to protect and support physical sex characteristics that are involved in the nurturing of children. I don't even know what is going on in your head. Maybe you sniffed some glue, Sharpie. Maybe you've, like, I don't know, chugged some vodka. Maybe you took a hit out of your bong before you made all these videos. I don't even know what you're doing anymore. But I applaud you. You are amazing at how you can just make these horrible videos. Like, not even horrible in the sense that I'm offended. I'm not even offended. I am amazed at how far this human race has evolved to be giving birth to people like you. I am amazed. Like, you need a prize of some sort. Not even the Darwin Awards can, like, be as good as the award that you deserve. Jesus Christ. Also, I need to remind you guys to please not go harassing this person. Like, do not click on this person's videos whatsoever. I please, like, beg you guys. I'm on my knees. Well, not really, but I'm, like, metaphorically on my knees. Please don't go harassing this person. This person will learn in time that what they're doing is stupid. So just give them a little bit of time. Don't go harassing them. Don't give them the engagement. I just need to remind you guys this because I don't want to give this woman any attention. But I also want to make fun of her. So, yeah. And yeah, I mean, that's really about it. That's all I really gotta say about her. Overall, she's just a huge hypocritical, two-faced person who swaps between pick-me mode and misandrist mode. And she also has a really horrible habit of speaking before thinking. That's all I really gotta say. I mean, like, what else do you expect from me? Like, this person's a really stupid idiot. And I hope you all have a good day. And bye.